everybody, I'm Lisa Rowberry, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. Well friends, today's going to be kind of a fun video, and I kind of decided that we are going to kick off a little best of series. Now, if you are not new here, if you have been hanging around with me for a hot minute, you know that me and my bestie Melanie, we always decide to come up with our favorite seasonal fragrances for the fall, for the winter, for the spring, for the summer. So we always like to do that. But then I thought, it's fall time. And with fall, there are two very different teams for fall. You are team pumpkin or you are team apple. I thought, how fun would it be if I do my top pumpkin picks and my top apple picks. I feel like I'm team both. I definitely love a good apple scent. I also really love a good pumpkin scent. But if you were to tell me I could only pick one, I am team pumpkin. I definitely am. But I love, love, love both fragrances. I love both tastes. You know, when it comes to pumpkin taste during the fall and apple taste during the fall, the drinks, the pastries, all of the things, I am definitely here for both. But like I said, if I had to pick one, I would definitely be team pumpkin. But I thought, how fun would it be if we do a little best of series? So this is going to kick off with our best pumpkin fragrances in my opinion, and then following will be my best apple fragrances in my opinion. And then of course, like I said, later on this month, Melanie and I will do a little collab of just our overall best fall picks for this season. So let's go ahead and dive right in. There are actually 19 pumpkin fragrances that are available while I'm recording this. I say while I'm recording this because if you go onto either our website, which is rowberrywax.com, or your consultant's website, and if you just type into the little search bar at the top of the website, if you just type in pumpkin, it's going to give you a whole slew of results of everything pumpkin. So whether it is a warmer, whether it is a fragrance in a bar, scent pack, scent circle, pod pack, whatever it is, if there is pumpkin in it, it is going to show up in that little search. So there are 19 different pumpkin fragrances, and why I say while supplies last, that does pull from clearance as well as limited time offers. So there are some pretty amazing limited time offers and things in clearance for both pumpkin and apple. So yeah, while I'm recording this, there's 19, but that could dwindle down. I don't want to say dwindle, but it could drop down by just a few based on our limited time offerings. So we'll go ahead and kick this off. I will also say, so I typically like to give my top 6 picks when I'm giving you my top picks for anything. I'm giving you my top 7 for both. So I'm doing 6 with kind of honorable mentions, and I'll explain why for each category. But today we will go ahead, like I said, and kick off with the pumpkin scents. So I have picked 6 with my honorable mention, and it will make sense hopefully to you if you can be inside my brain for a minute when we get to the honorable mention and why I picked that. So number 1, and not in any particular order in terms of like, this is my favorite, especially when it comes to the pumpkin ones, because I love them all, and they all have some different qualities and different elements. But definitely one of my top pumpkin picks would be Forever Fall, and this is available for the fall and winter season in the seasonal catalog. So this is not a limited time offer. This actually was a limited time offer last fall and winter season, and I'm so happy that Scentsy decided to bring this back into the fall and winter catalog for the season. And this is just so lovely. I love this because it is pumpkin. I think there's brown sugar in here, and it's just so nice. If there is spice in this, it's just very mellow. It is more of a like baked sweet pumpkin kind of scent. Really, really nice. I love this one. So definitely would be one of my top pumpkin picks. And Forever Fall is baked pumpkin and cinnamon stick, which the cinnamon, it's not a red hot cinnamon because I almost don't even detect this. I think this is just offering warmth. It's not a red hot cinnamon scent. It really is that baked pumpkin that is in the forefront that's shining through. Baked pumpkin and cinnamon sticks celebrate the sweetness of the season with a dash of brown sugar, and that brown sugar is mixing and mingling with that baked pumpkin so beautifully. And to me, I think this is one of the best pumpkin fragrances that is offered this season. And I will say, I am picking my best, my most favorite pumpkin scents that are offered this season right now. I do have other pumpkin fragrances, as you know, in my Scentsy Club, where I'm taking advantage of the Always Get My Bar perk, which is like pumpkin marshmallow and very berry pumpkin. So obviously that's why I'm not bringing those up. It's just for what is currently available. So Forever Fall definitely has to make my top list here. Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl. Oh, I love Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl. It is so dang good. And if you love a good bakery pumpkin scent, you have got to pick this up because this is divine. It's so good. This is sweet. And I will say, of course, Pumpkin Roll is also making my list. And the reason why I'm bringing this up now is because these are two very similar scents, but Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl, I really wish that they would have swapped the names of these two bars, because you would think, just based on the name alone, that Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl would be more cinnamon forward, more spice forward, and it's not. Pumpkin Roll is more spice forward. It's not overwhelming. I love it. I think it's fantastic. It's done really well, which is why it is in my top picks. But if Pumpkin Roll, if you have tried Pumpkin Roll and it's too cinnamon forward, and you're thinking Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl is definitely going to be heavier on the cinnamon, it is not. It's like Pumpkin Roll with an icing, with like this rich sweet icing that cuts the heat of the spice, and it almost makes it so the spice is non-existent for me personally. So there's that. Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl is fresh pumpkin garnished with cinnamon stick and a dollop of whipped icing. The cinnamon stick, it might be there underlying somewhere, but that pumpkin and that icing is really the star of the show here, which makes it a perfect pumpkin scent for sure. So love it. Now, Pumpkin Roll is all of that good stuff. It's a true traditional like pumpkin roll. It's so good, but it's also kind of like a cinnamon roll with meets pumpkin. It is so dang good. I love this. It's fan-freaking-tastic. But I definitely pick up the spice in this. It's not too much for me. More of that bakery pumpkin is coming through. And yeah, I'm definitely here for it. This is probably my very first ever pumpkin scent love, honest and truly. Like, because this has been around for a hot minute. And I'm so happy it continues to come back. But this is one that, if it ever doesn't come back, this will always be locked up in my Scentsy Club for the spring and summer season, just because it does go away every spring and summer season, which I totally understand, because pumpkin, hello, does belong in the fall time. But I would be devastated without it. But I know I'm not the only one who feels like that, because this is actually a bestseller. So Pumpkin Roll is creamy pumpkin pie filling, surrounded with yellow cake, pecans, butter, and spice. It's decadent and amazing. It's not a powerhouse by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a good solid medium scent throw, and it does linger for a little bit, and I'm here for it. So also, what I will say, if you love Pumpkin Roll, you should definitely pick up the Gordy Goodness collection, which is still available while supplies last. We sold out of it really quickly, and then it has been restocked, but it's not going to be restocked forever. It's not going to be restocked for the entire season. It's only while supplies last. And what I will say is 3 of the 5 bars have made my top list. Pumpkin Roll is one of them. So what I love about this collection is that they have taken this fabulous scent of Pumpkin Roll, and then they've given it a couple of different twists and created different fragrances. And they have done a fabulous job, which is why I have also added Spiced and Spirited, which is also from the Gordy Goodness collection. And this totally blew me away, because I figured of the entire collection, this was going to be my least favorite. Between this one and the next one, these are my favorites. This one, I can't decide which one because they're different, but I was not thinking that the Spiced and Spirited was going to be as amazing as it is. It smells great on cold, but oh man, when you warm this up, this sucker just throws like a champ, and it just smells absolutely incredible. And it's not boozy. You do smell that kind of, I think it's bourbon that's in here, but it's not like offensive boozy. It's not. It's really, really done well, and the perfect fall scent. Spiced and spirited. This is what we're talking about, right? Yes. Spiced and spirited is delight and hearty pumpkin, brown sugar. Do you see a theme here? Clearly, I like brown sugar and pumpkin scents. I am here for it. Spiced and spirited, delight in hearty pumpkin, brown sugar, and a splash of smooth bourbon. And yeah, I do agree. And I don't know, I didn't think I was gonna go as crazy for this, but when it's warming, it just, and I have talked to a couple of my friends who have ordered this, and they're like, what is with that spiced and spirited? It is so dang good. Like, it smells good on cold, but then you warm it and you're just like, whoa, this is absolutely incredible. And so this absolutely had to make my top list for sure. Okay, and then the next one from the Gordy Goodness collection that did definitely take, and that's really saying something, because out of 19 pumpkin scents, a couple of these from that limited time collection, the Gordy Goodness collection, were good enough to make my top 6. That's saying something. I take my pumpkin very seriously. Pumpkin sticky bun, of course, for my bakery love and heart. I knew I was gonna love this. When I heard about the collection, when I read the names, I was like, this is gonna be a showstopper. Smelled it. Stop it. It is so good, and it's exactly that. It is a pumpkin bakery scent. It is sticky. It is sweet. It is fall bakery goodness, and I love this scent. Also a fantastic performer as well. Pumpkin sticky bun is savor a bite of rich pumpkin and pecan drizzled with coconut cream. So the coconut cream, you don't smell this and think, whoa, what is with this pumpkin and coconut? But the coconut cream is just adding some depth of sweetness to this. The pecan is adding some nuttiness, clearly, but you have that rich pumpkin that is just shining through with these added like bakery elements that just make it warm and cozy and comforting. And it's so good. I'm definitely adding this one to club ASAP because whew, both of these, so good. And that's saying something, because every spring and summer season, I do add both pumpkin roll and pumpkin cinnamon swirl to my club, because they're different enough and I can't live without either of them. So now I'm gonna have, plus my Very Perry pumpkin, plus my pumpkin marshmallow, I'm also gonna have these other 4 that are gonna be in my club. So I'm a pumpkin girl, what can I say? Okay, and then my 6th pick, this is not my honorable mention, clearly, because this is my top 6, Scary Good. And Scary Good is another great bakery pumpkin scent, but it is a little bit different in that it smells like canned pumpkin and warm spices. So it's a little bit sweeter. It's not a, like authentic pumpkin scent, but it's that like, I love canned pumpkin, and honestly, pumpkin marshmallow smells like canned pumpkin, and I love that. And this smells like canned pumpkin with some added spice to it, and I think it's really, really great. So it's not necessarily like a pumpkin, it is pumpkin bakery, but it's not like a pumpkin pastry like you get from pumpkin cinnamon swirl or pumpkin roll or pumpkin sticky bun. This is bakery in that it does smell sweet and pumpkiny and like gourmand, but it's not like pumpkin pastry, if that makes sense. So Scary Good is pumpkin puree sprinkled with fresh cinnamon, which I do agree, this is definitely, there is some cinnamon in here, but I like it, it's done well. So pumpkin puree sprinkled with fresh cinnamon encounters toasted butterscotch and creamy vanilla in a spooky, yummy treat. So that butterscotch that's coming through with the creamy vanilla, that really sweetens it. And pumpkin's already sweet, but oh man, when you have that cinnamon in there, that can a lot of times be a little too much. There's just a lot of sweet balance in there that makes it just perfect. And I love it. So, so good. So those would be my top 6 best pumpkin scents that are offered during the fall and winter season, or in some cases, gourdy goodness, while supplies last. But I was like, I do feel like I need to mention this other scent because it is one of my all-time favorite fall scents. And it is pumpkin, but it's also apple as well. So it's like, honestly, it's like, I feel like it's the perfect fall scent for those of you who are like me, who honestly, if you could choose both teams, then you would choose both teams. Like, I love both pumpkin and apple scents, but if you're only making me choose one, it would be pumpkin, and I would then categorize this as pumpkin. If you told me that I could never warm another apple scent again, then this will become a pumpkin scent. But Cider Mill. So Cider Mill has the perfect balance between pumpkin and apple, and actually from Bath & Body Works, the smell is very, very similar, if not a dupe to pumpkin apple. But what I smell in the very first thing I smell is more apple forward. So that's why I have decided, okay, I feel like this scent shouldn't be allowed to be in both categories, but I do smell both. But the first thing I smell is sweet apple. But it's a great balance between apple and pumpkin and just a whisper of fall spices, not too much. It's done so, so perfectly. And if you are like me and you are team apple and pumpkin, you're gonna absolutely adore this scent. So it is an honorable mention only because you will see this in the best of apple fragrances. I just was like, I feel like that's kind of cheating to put it in both. So I decided, okay, if it's only going to go in one, which one is it going to go into? And I smell apple first with Cider Mill. And then on the back end, I smell apple, and then I smell pumpkin, and then on the back end, I just smell that whisper of spices, but it is more like apple forward, but I just love it so much. And like I said, it's perfect for those of us who are team apple and pumpkin. So there you have it. Those would be my top picks for the best pumpkin scents that are available for the 2024 fall and winter season, or gourdy goodness while supplies last. But too good to just pass over those just because they are only available for a limited time. So let me know down below in the comments, what are your favorite pumpkin scents? I absolutely love hearing from you. I hope you find this series fun and entertaining. Up next, we will be talking about the best, in my opinion, apple fragrances for this season. So I can't wait to hear your thoughts on that category as well. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like this type of content, if you like this series. I greatly appreciate the love and support. If you're new, please subscribe. If you already subscribed, be sure to hit the notification bell. That way you stay up to date with all things Scentsy. Have an amazing day, you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.